The fact that this was only used for 6 years should be a crime. The 1976 Columbia Pictures logo might not be one of the best film logos of all time. The 1993 logo still holds a special place in my heart. But this is an excellent logo from the mid-70s that was retired way too quickly. Despite this kind of being the dark horse of Columbia's logo history, focusing more on the sunburst or the light of the torch rather than the iconic torch lady like the rest of their logos do, this logo definitely feels high quality for its era, considering what most of the other big studios were using at the time. The animation, especially during the sunburst portion, is top notch and perfectly executed. The music starts off a little suspenseful, but then it builds up to a lovely bombastic fanfare that matches flawlessly with the visuals. This is a fantastic logo that'll certainly get you in the mood to watch a movie. Unfortunately, this logo didn't have quite the longevity of most of Columbia's other logos. I honestly think this logo could have survived going into the late 80s, but that's just me. Now, you could argue that this logo wasn't as popular with moviegoers because of the torch lady not being as prominent in this logo compared to other logos. However, I have a theory that Columbia themselves weren't really the biggest fans of this logo, and that they didn't think it represented them as a company properly, which is what led them to change their logo in 1981. I believe they wanted to revert their image back to the most recognizable symbol of their logos, the torch lady, which is understandable. And with the Coca-Cola Company acquiring Columbia the next year, I think it was pretty clear Coca-Cola wanted them to keep the newer logo. What they ended up replacing this logo with, however, was a more basic and cheaper looking logo that felt more dated than the 1976 logo in my opinion. The company name looks ugly and tacky and blends in with the background. The sunburst inclusion in the early version is rather odd considering they were trying to put more emphasis on the torch lady and phase out that particular branding the previous logo had, and the overall result just doesn't have as much of an impact, especially due to the lack of any music. Because it's completely void of that, this just makes me wonder why they stopped using the previous logo even more. I mean, their television division was still using this theme for crying out loud. Anyway, my point is, since this logo only lasted for 6 years, its existence isn't acknowledged as much as it should, and it's not often brought up in conversations of great movie logos, which is a real shame. If this logo had lasted for at least 9 years, then I feel like it would have been looked back on more fondly. Ultimately, this is why I believe the 1976 Columbia Pictures logo is the most underrated logo of all time, purely based off of its lifespan and how long it could have been used for, as well as maybe company management just not seeing the vision this logo had and decided to change course. Case closed.